Dolphins Nation, take a deep breath. We need to talk about a trade that has already happened, a departure that has already sent shockwaves through our fan base, and a player whose future, even in his new home, remains shrouded in uncertainty. Jaelan Phillips, a name that once represented hope, explosive potential, and the future of our pass rush, is no longer a Miami Dolphin. He's now wearing the midnight green of the Philadelphia Eagles. But is this the end of his story with us? Or is this just the beginning of a new, equally uncertain chapter, one that could see him traded yet again? What does this move truly mean for both the Dolphins and for Phillips himself? Linebacker Jaelan Phillips, formerly of the Miami Dolphins, has officially begun his journey with the Philadelphia Eagles, but sources close to the league are indicating that his future, even in Philadelphia, may be far from stable. The trade, which sent Phillips to Philadelphia in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft, generated immediate repercussions and raised serious questions about his long-term permanence with his new team. This wasn't just a simple roster move. It was a seismic shift that signaled a new direction for both franchises. Phillips arrived in the NFL as the 18th overall pick in the 2021 draft and quickly established himself as one of the league's most promising young defenders. In his rookie season, he recorded an impressive 8.5 sacks, followed by 7 sacks in his sophomore year, showcasing his ability to relentlessly pressure quarterbacks and impact decisive games. He was a force, a player who seemed destined for greatness. However, the athlete suffered 2 devastating injuries that severely compromised his continuity and raised serious red flags about his durability: a ruptured Achilles tendon in 2023 and an ACL tear in 2024. These physical setbacks significantly increased the perception of risk surrounding his long-term health, a critical factor that ultimately influenced the Dolphins' decision to trade him before he hit free agency. The trade with the Eagles also included the Dolphins paying a portion of Phillips' remaining salary, totaling $6.3 million for the season, which facilitated negotiation and made the deal more palatable for Philadelphia. For Miami, the deal represented an opportunity to acquire a solid future asset without compromising the team's budget, and also signaled the undeniable beginning of a comprehensive rebuilding process. With the departure of General Manager Chris Greer, interim GM Champ Kelly assumed control of personnel decisions and sought to prepare the roster for the coming years, meticulously evaluating both veterans and young talents. This trade was a clear statement of intent. We are rebuilding and no one is untouchable. From the Eagles' perspective, the acquisition of Phillips addresses clear defensive needs. The team has been struggling to generate consistent pressure on the quarterback, and they view Phillips as a piece capable of revitalizing their pass rush. Furthermore, the players returned to a system commanded by Vic Fangio, his former defensive coordinator in Miami, create significant expectations for rapid adaptation and maximizing his full potential. Analysts highlight that Phillips' previous experience with Fangio could greatly facilitate his integration and increase his chances of immediate success in Philadelphia. It's a reunion that could unlock the best version of Jaelan Phillips. Despite these positive prospects, there are significant and undeniable concerns. Phillips' contract is short, valid only until the end of the 2025 season, which places him as an unrestricted free agent in 2026. His injury history also looms large, especially for a team seeking consistency and reliability in their defensive line. Experts point out that if a performance fails to meet expectations, or if physical problems resurface, the Eagles may very well opt to trade Phillips in a future deal, avoiding the risk of losing him without any financial compensation. This isn't a long-term commitment. It's a calculated gamble, a one-year audition. Additionally, teams like the San Francisco 49ers, Detroit Lions, and Baltimore Ravens are reportedly monitoring the player closely. If Philadelphia decides to listen to offers, Phillips could become one of the most coveted pieces in the next offseason. His talent is undeniable, and if he can stay healthy, he will attract significant interest from contending teams. For the Dolphins, this trade confirms that the team is firmly in a restructuring phase, accumulating draft picks and salary cap space to focus on developing young talent. Other veterans, such as Bradley Chubb and Matthew Judon, are also appearing in market speculation, indicating that more significant movements could be on the horizon. This is a full-scale rebuild, Dolphins Nation, and we are witnessing the dismantling of the roster we once knew. In summary, Jaelan Phillips now wears the Eagles jersey, but his future remains uncertain. His performance in Philadelphia, coupled with his physical health and contractual situation, will determine whether he becomes a cornerstone of their defense or merely a short-term rental. For the Dolphins, the trade represents a strategic step in the roster's reconstruction, while the Eagles are betting on a high-potential talent to bolster their defensive line. It's a win-now move for Philadelphia and a future-focused decision for Miami. What is abundantly clear is that Phillips will continue to be a closely monitored name in the NFL market. His trajectory could influence future negotiations, redefine team priorities, and create surprises for the 2025 season and beyond. Fans in both Miami and Philadelphia have compelling reasons to follow every play and every decision involving this promising defender, whose story is still far from having a final chapter written. So, Dolphins Nation, what are your thoughts on this trade? Do you believe we received adequate compensation for Jaelan Phillips, or did we let a future star slip away too easily? Do you think his injury history made this trade a necessary move? Let us know your perspective in the comments below. Your passion fuels this team, and your opinions matter. If you have strong feelings about Phillips' departure, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay on top of every breaking development as we navigate this incredibly difficult rebuilding period. Fins up, even as we watch our former players move on.